something that I constantly use in my own personal trading, something that takes a large part in my trading system, placing their stop losses right above this high right here that I posted in our community. This is exactly what we wanted to see. This was our main game plan, and we got delivered exactly that. So what is a fake structure and how to take advantage of it? If you take the current price action here on euro dollar, there's a specific target that me and our team been looking at for this week, and that is weekly fair value gap that was sitting right above this development right here. So let me show you in a minute. So what we have right here is price rolling higher. It very recently took out this buy side liquidity. It gave us a bearish reaction, something that very often happens when price takes out a specific liquidity pool, especially if it's a large one. It gave a small reaction, but after that, what we have our eyes on as the nearest draw on liquidity, the nearest magnet area regarding this week's price action, it was this bearish weekly fair value gap right here, the low of it being right here. So in other words, what we had for this week was a very clear draw on liquidity, which was at 1.17556. So we can add this price here on this horizontal line. So opening on this week, this was our target. This is what we focused on right here. You can see that on the top left, we are on the weekly target. If we drop to the daily time frame, what we had here right from when they were here focusing on everything of this vertical line to the right side, he started focusing on bullish delivery. We started focusing on the buy side of the curve right here, fiercely aiming for price to take out this buy side liquidity right here, complete this full tiny fractal regarding this market maker buy model right here, price bottoming out inside of this bullish daily fair value gap, leaving a top. It gave us some SMT and started pushing to the upside. So after this day, obviously we had bullish vision aiming for this high right here. Once this buy side liquidity was taken out, we were moving to the sidelines pretty much, seeing how price reacts to this whole delivery. What we saw right here, you can see that once price took out on Tuesday, it gave us this tiny reaction that will be a little bit more visible on the lower time frames. So again, as mentioned before, then price takes out a specific liquidity pool. It shows some reactions, especially if it's overlapping a specific opposing bidder rate. So in other words, if let's say we would have some bearish bidder rate resting right above or around the same buy side liquidity area, that's usually when price gives even a deeper pullback before continuing. But this is something that you must keep in mind when you're looking for specific developments. So from that point, for the rest of the week, our eyes been on this weekly bearish fair value gap. And now coming back to the fake structures topic, which is absolutely huge thing in our trading, something that I constantly use in my own personal trading, something that takes a large part in my trading system, are fake structures that become not only liquidity pools, they become massive liquidity pools. Because what price gives is a run close to a specific target that we have for that week, for that day, or for that trading session, and it turns around very near from it. In other words, it comes very close to the main draw on liquidity like price did right here on Thursday, 26th of June. Notice that price came around 10 pips to the weekly bearish fair value gap, which was our main draw on liquidity for this week, mainly for the second half of this week. So once price ended up closing all the way right here on this day, on Friday, on the 27th of June, we opened putting full focus on this fake high right here, previous day's buy high liquidity. And again, it doesn't always have to be previous day's liquidity. The concept itself of a fake structure is when you have a very clear magnet area, very clear level that you're targeting, price is gravitating towards it, but it comes very close from it and starts reversing. When that happens, a lot of impatient traders start jumping into short positions, placing their stop losses right above this high right here. And why they're impatient traders? Because they didn't wait for price to reach that specific target. They didn't wait for price to reach that main PD ray, run that liquidity. What they did, they start jumping into shorts if talking about a downside position, if talking about a bearish situation, putting so much stop losses above that level that eventually price just gravitates right towards this fake high and the main draw on liquidity. And this is how this area right here, this high right here becomes a fake structure because it doesn't hold. Just a very quick break from the video to remind you guys that we do run a very professionally made community where we offer one-on-one feedback, do multiple updates throughout the entire trading day, share our trades, explain all the most important details, why we are taking what we are taking, making full trade breakdowns, sharing lessons from technical to psychology. Here are just some of the achievements from our members. We truly focus on high probability professional trading, ignoring all the market noise, focus focusing on the best opportunities out there to maximize gains while controlling the downside. Even during rough, choppy periods in the markets, our number one priority is to come on top, managing the drawdown, focusing on the process that really takes care of the outcome, giving our members month after month positive returns. So that is enough about that, and we will see you inside. Now, back to the video. So heading right into what we had right here on Friday. If we drop to the 60-minute time frame, notice that what we had previous day's buy-side liquidity was not only just a simple liquidity pool. What we had here on top of that is the fact that we had this fake structure as it stopped so close from the main drawn liquidity, which was again weekly bearish fair value gap. So opening on this day, what we wanted to see is price either bottoming out right here, sweeping liquidity, or shifting into bullish delivery right away, giving us that run, which for this day right here, our main target, our main drawn liquidity that we wanted to see get ram became this fake structure, this fake high. And this is exactly what we did today. The target at this high price ended up giving us some essence right here, giving us some first confirmations that price is not about to dip even deeper before continuing higher. So that was a key factor. And especially when we are so close from the main target, when we are so close from a big draw liquidity, as usually what price does, it just literally gravitates and wants to finish the job ASAP. And by finish the job, I mean reach the main target. So opening here on Friday, the main magnet area is obviously still the weekly bearish fair value gap, but the main draw on liquidity for the day, the nearest buy-side liquidity level that we want to target was this fake structure, was this fake high right here, because what we saw on Thursday right here, after price delivered some bearishness, was a lot of early short sellers going into the market, placing their stop losses right above this high right here, and this is exactly what created this very fast push to the upside right here. So if from this point we drop even lower to the 15-minute time frame, you can very clearly see that what we saw right here was a very clear and classic buy day. London kill zone giving us low of the day, and then the near kill zone delivering us a very nice and clear continuation. And that's what we look for. What we look for during classic days when daily time frame is approving the whole direction and they have clear drawn liquidity. We are looking for clear classic buy day, London kill zone to print a low of the day, near kill zone to give a continuation. That's exactly what we saw. Price bottomed out, gave a quick push to the upside, reacted to this bearish imbalance right here. This is what we've been careful of. We wanted to see price show some bullishness. Eventually what we saw was some S&T, price bottomed out, printed this BPR right here and started pushing to the upside. That's exactly what we wanted to see. The main drawn liquidity again being the fake high, and notice how nicely price stepped right into it right here. And I will attach our morning analysis that I posted in our community. This is exactly what we wanted to see. This was our main game plan, and we got delivered exactly that. So I hope this was useful. I hope you can see how we incorporate fake structures into our trading, into our system, and I hope this will help you in your trading as well. That's it for this one, and we will talk very soon. Take care.